Master Mayfield, report to the promoting officer. Attention orders. United States Marine Corps, to all who shall see these prisoners greetings. Know ye, the reposing special trust, confidence, and fidelity, and abilities of Morris Mayfield III. I do appoint this Marine a Master Gunnery Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps to rank as such from the first day of December 2019. This appointee will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the grade to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto pertaining. And I do strictly charge and require all personnel of lesser grade to render obedience to appropriate orders. This appointee is to observe and follow such orders and directions as may be given from time to time by superiors acting according to the rules and articles governing the discipline of the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Given under my hand at headquarters, United States Marine Corps, this first day of December, in the year of our Lord, 2019, signed, Uncle A. Bowens, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps Headquarters and Service Battalion. Robert B. Nella, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
We're gonna bring everybody in. Come on, DJ. DJ, if you want to pull one of them off. You want to pull that one off of them? Pull that one off. You're good. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Morris Mayfield III.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To support and defend.
To support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
And I'll carry out the orders.
And I'll carry out the orders.
Of the President of the United States.
The President of the United States.
And the orders.
And the orders.
Of the officers appointed over me.
The officers appointed over me.
According to the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
To the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
This is all you, brother. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Hey, at ease, everybody, please take a seat. And let's give him a round of applause. All right, so this day is all about Master Gunnery Sergeant Mayfield. That's I just love the way that sounds, Master Gunnery Sergeant of Marines. So I'm going to keep my comments short, but I want to acknowledge a couple people here. I want to start off with family, which is everybody here. But April, hey, I appreciate everything you do and all the sacrifices you make, not only as a Marine Master Sergeant, but as the wife of Master Gunnery Sergeant Mayfield. Thank you. DJ, thank you as well for everything you do, provide support to him as well. To the daughters, to the twins, I see one, I see the other one now, to the sister, to the rest of the family, thank y'all also for being here. And to the mother, ma'am, it's always a pleasure being in your company. You know, I don't make many houses. Actually, I've never made a house call before. But when I'm in New Orleans, I made a point a couple months ago to stop by and see her. I mean, that's because this is family. This is what we do in food service. I know it was unannounced, but I appreciate bringing it into your home and hospitality. Thank you. To the Marines here, obviously it goes without question why you're here. You're here to pay tribute to Master Gunnery Sergeant Mayfield and all of this, everything he's done. Some of you all probably are here for orders as well, but that will come at a later time. But you know, I've known Master Guns here for about 9 years now, and I was at a food service company, and we had a lot of challenges, a lot of issues at our company. As most food service companies, we have our own share of drama. And what I decided to do is put all my drama into one mess hall, in one basket. And I put a gunny in charge of that, and that gunny struggled. I put another gunny, and that gunny failed. So eventually I found this one gunny on a PT run. You know, we were having some conversation, and I got to know Gunnery Sergeant Mayfield at the time. And I kind of got to know about his upbringings, about where he's from, some of his vision that he had about coming up with his own designer clothes, and taking all of these thoughts in his head and putting them on paper, which I thought was an email, which turned out to be a book. But again, I was like, you know what? The guy that I need is right here. So I took that gunny and I put him in charge of that facility, put him in charge of those Marines, and did a phenomenal job. Where other gunnies had struggled and failed, he did. And I started to question my own judgment. Was I doing the right thing by putting all these problem childs into one batch? And what it really boiled down to is making sure that I had the right leader to lead them. And that's exactly what I did. And unfortunately, some of those, they've already got to the point where they were getting out. But he tried to save them all. Because that's what we do as family. Unfortunately, we can't because they make their own decisions. But he tried. And he mentored those young Marines. And he made sure that they didn't get in any further trouble. And I appreciate what you've done. You know, I saw him at Fort Lee a few years after that, promoted him to Mass Sergeant. Saw the speech he gave to his daughter at the time, and the intensity and the passion, and the, you know, just everything that you do for them. When I say them, I'm talking about this royal family. And I know what you do also for all the 1,745 enlisted Marines we have in our field right now. Everything you do, the level of passion you have for this, not just the Marine Corps, I mean, not just the MOS, but the Marine Corps at large, you do for them and all of them. There's nothing you do for yourself. I mean, you're very selfless as far as everything you do in life is for someone else. And I appreciate it, and I know they appreciate it as well. Going through Fort Lee with them for a few years was very interesting. You know, I think we coined Moby, right, which a lot of friends call him Mo, which is Mo's Bright Ideas. He'd come into the office and he'd have all these bright ideas. And we'd throw them up on the board, and here comes the Moby. And we'd sit down and run them to ground, and a lot of them came to fruition. And, you know, we made some positive changes at the schoolhouse during our short time together there. But what I really want to do is just say thank you, Master Guns, for the friendship, the camaraderie, for you doing what you've done for the last 23 and a half years. You've done it all. And when the opportunity came up for the monitor position, it was my recommendation that I try to emphasize the importance of putting you into this position, because I knew what you're capable of doing. Your family knows it, these Marines know it, and obviously the Marine Corps knows it because they've selected you to Master Gunner Sergeant. I'm hoping to see you around for the next 6.5 years, so we'll see. But I know you got some kids growing up here and there, and you got some family to take care of as well, but I'm looking forward to the longevity of this, you know, relationship. Again, I thank you, I thank the family, I thank the Marines for showing up. Hey, it's a great honor, and I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. Master Gunner Sergeant Mayfield, the floor is yours.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God for allowing me to be here. My Lord and Savior has maintained me for some crazy reason, but he kept me around, and I thank him for that. To Colonel Cook, I don't know where he's at. He's the tallest person in the room. Sergeant Major Nix, Mr. Spooner, thank you for allowing me to do it my way. And the reason why I did it this way is because, like the Lieutenant Colonel said, he is food service, and I wanted to keep my ceremony a part of who I am. So when I did my re-enlistment, I had Lieutenant Colonel Stockwell do that. I wanted to keep it food service so people know that first and foremost that I am food service. Sergeant Major Borders, he used to be food service, right? And we have a tight bond. I used to coach his kids. when I was in North Carolina. We were in Okinawa together when he got selected for first sergeant. And then we wound up being in Afghanistan together. So we would always be in the gym together, talking. He always gave me encouragement. And whenever he needed support from food service, he made sure that in those S4 meetings that nobody forgot about food service and took care of his Marines. So I appreciate him for that, and how he carries himself and take care of his kids is something that I aim to be. So he's got some scholastic kids. They're not only athletes, but they're doing great things. So I appreciate you for being here. Man, so where can I start? I don't know where to start. I'll say this. So I have a lot of people from my career that are here. Larry Thomas, he was one of the first people that gave me a hard lesson. He left me out at Camp Swab with my sea bag, and I was in Alphas in the middle of the day at a black flag, and he told me to come to the barracks, to figure it out, you know. So, and that was just the start of our relationship. You know, he always made me looking up to orders and pubs and read things and educate me on stuff, but he always gave me extra jobs. Hey, give it to Mayfield, he'll do it. He can do it all, don't worry about it. So he kind of ignited that flame of my work ethic and constantly always asking to do stuff and more. You know, there was times where I wanted to punch him in the face, you know, but at the time he outranked me, so he kept it good. You know, but that's my brother, and I appreciate him coming all the way from Florida to be here. So I appreciate you. I love you. That's my brother. So same with McGlure, Master Gunnery Sergeant Select McGlure. You know, he used to think he was the prettiest thing in South Carolina. You know, until his tires got sliced by that PFC. So, but boss, I'm proud of you. I know you had a hard time getting to this role, but I appreciate you, and I'm so happy for you that you got selected, for you and your family. So, Major Evans, I've been knowing him since he was a chief officer and I was a PFC. And he was one of the first people to correct me in a very professional manner in the middle of the galley, him and Master Gunnery Sergeant Brown. And from that moment on, they've kind of had their hand on my career throughout those times. There was one time he chewed me out right before 9/11 had kicked off. The PFC did not want to talk to him, but she wanted to talk to Sergeant Mayfield. He's like, what kind of sergeant do I have in my building that the PFC wants to talk to him over me? And ever since then, he's just been pouring into my brain housing group and giving me things that I've been using all this time. So sir, thank you for being here. Thank you for always shooting those little notes out there to me and words of encouragement. Derek Scott, Chief Officer Scott. He is one of the few people that came in the Marine Corps with me. And we're both from New Orleans, and we've always competed, but no matter what, he's always been a step ahead. I was PFC, he was Lance Corps. No matter what, I could never catch him. But he's been there through a lot of the hard times with me. He's always found me, no matter where it was. Even writing another man a letter, he wrote me a letter to just check on me and see how I was doing. Love him to death. I will probably hurt you behind him. So thank you for coming all the way from New Orleans to be here with me. I appreciate that. Segura, Captain Hudson, Deidre Ann, you know, Master Gunt. I'm sorry. I can't call you by your first name. I don't rock like that. Master Gunnery Sergeant Blanton, you know, the head shit, thank you guys for coming out. I know I give you guys a lot of pushback, but I'm passionate about what I do. So I know I push buttons, but it comes from a good place. It really does. So thank you all for coming. Captain Oliver, another person I met when he was the chief officer, he's also from New Orleans. And we didn't mix when we first met because he was from the West Bank, I'm from Uptown, so we had problems out the gate. Because he still think he enlisted sometimes. So thank you, sir, for allowing me to let you know that you're no longer a gunny. And being the ear that I can talk to, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm late at work, he's probably at work, so he's probably the only person that'll answer my email as soon as I'm there. All right, so sir, thank you for coming. So our first class, Nielsen, my Army brother from down at Fort Lee, Private Marine. Always gave me words of encouragement, no matter how rough or intense I was with his Army students. He knew where I came from, and kindred spirit, brother, thank you for coming. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Brandis is one of my oldest friends from when I was a child. She's probably one of these. Excuse me. Strongest people I know. Name an ailment, she has it. But I never seen her quit. Never. So hard times. She's always been there, so thank you. Franklin, Letitia Franklin, first son Franklin. I love her to death. Like, she is like blood to me. She looked out for me. She looked over me when we were basic students, and found out that she was older than me. So it was like, okay, well, I guess you're the big sister, right? And we've kept in contact throughout my entire career. When I had some challenging times in Okinawa, she would come and grab my daughter and do her hair and take care of her for me because I didn't know how to stop working. So she would grab her up and take care of her for me. I appreciated her for that. We did a lot of good things in Okinawa. A lot of good things, and there was times where we wasn't sure if we was even gonna pick up Gunnery. And we would talk in the office, and wasn't sure. She was like, "Hey man, I'm done with this food service thing. I'm going on to something else. You got it." And I said, "Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll just be your little shadow box in there. Just take care of the paperwork, and I'll be the slave master in the galley." And we went on and we did some good things. And I love you to death. Thank you for coming out. To the Miles, newlyweds, Master Arm. She was my S1 Master Arm when I was at the schoolhouse, and she would not let me call her Master Arm. She always like, my name is Nicole. So, and I could not adjust to figuring that part out. But thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. Lieutenant Colonel Stockwell, sir, you know I came in a little rough when I first came to the schoolhouse because I did not want to be there. And but I told you I was gonna work hard for you, and no matter what. Thank you for the times we've had those talks, and how you pushed me to kind of think outside the box and read a lot of those orders and clubs and push the issue. We still can agree to disagree, as you would say, you know. But I think I fared out fairly well, seeing how your brain works. Thank you for coming. First Sergeant Harper. I know you retired, but First Sergeant Harper. When I first met First Sergeant Harper, I wanted to fight him. Because when he came in the galley, he was like, "Hey, we gonna do it this way, gonna do it this way." We're like, "Who is this Johnny come letting the dude come up in with all this?" You know. But he gave me my first set of Staff Sergeant chevrons. And I used them when I got promoted to Staff Sergeant, because that was the impact that he had made on me, that he always remained professional and he always took care of Marines no matter what or how we reacted to his guidance. But I thank you for always looking out for me no matter where I was in my career. He found a way to find me. So thank you for that. The man that actually got me to Master Guns, he dropped retirement papers. Master Sergeant Steele. He called me up and said, "Hey man, I had an epiphany. I like the fact that I can wake up when I want to wake up. I'm dropping papers. I'm dropping them today." I cussed him out. Yes, Mom, I used some words. What I did not know was about a day later, Mr. Beindorf came down and told me that I was going to be the one that was going to be in the zone. So thank you for your friendship. I still wish you was around, you know, but I understand you made that decision, but which opened the door for me. So you got your old ass out the way. Thank you. Sergeant Major Smith, we met briefly, but the impact that you made on me, sir, was phenomenal. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Mr. Renfro, we was in our open hour together. He looked out for me, looked out for my daughter. Watched her several days when her mother was going through some things, and he took her in the house, no questions asked, and took care of her. So thank you for that. I'll never forgot that. Master Sergeant Jones, one of my other monitors. I was supposed to go work for him, and they made him the monitor. And he was like, "Hey man, it is what it is." I said, "Well, since you're the monitor, can you change my orders?" No. So now I understand why you said what you said. Thank you for being here. Woody, I've been knowing Woody since he was a staff sergeant. Hey, what Master Sergeant Steve was at. I know you hungry. I know it. He told me don't take it too long, but I got to do this. So, Woody, thank you for everything that you've done for not only for me, but for my wife. I know I pushed you hard, and I don't regret it at all, because I think the Marine Corps got it right when they promoted you to Gunnery Sergeant. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for my family. Mr. DELVALLE, my first instructor. If you food service, he probably was your instructor, even when he retired. Yeah, he is my point. Yeah, he is my point. But thank you for everything that you've done for me. Even when I was a young knucklehead student and you wanted to kick me out your class, I thank you for keeping me in there. Thank you for the friendship over the years. It's hard to call you Mr. DELVALLE because you are an epitome of what a gunnery sergeant was to me. So thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family. You've always been there no matter if you was hurt or sick. You showed up to everything that I asked you to show up for, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you for that. Lieutenant Colonel Foster, I didn't get the pleasure of being a part of your command, but I was a part of your command. Because I love my MOS, and I love my schoolhouse, and I think you understood that. I think you've taken care of everybody. Thank you for coming. She literally stopped what she was doing and changed her schedule to come up here. Ma'am, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm quite sure the detachment probably feels a certain type of way, but I thank you for coming anyway. So, man, I'm just blessed. I'm thankful for all of you guys being here. Laura Shea, that Marine, and another Marine, Sergeant Buckham at the time, they took care of me when I was in Okinawa. I was fresh off from recruit duty and I had no idea what the equipment was. And I was like, what is this? And she was like, don't worry about it, I got you. Just keep us out of trouble and keep us off duty and we good. I said, hey, deal. So thank you for always being there and sharing your personal stories with me. Master Sergeant Mathis, thank you for, I guess, giving me a new job now. But thank you for being here as well. I'm just blessed to be here. My monitors, my fellow monitors, thank you all for coming out. I know it's your lunchtime. I appreciate you being here. To my cubicle, I know I've said a lot of crazy, colorful things, right? Especially when I get off the phone, you know, but it comes from a good place. It truly comes from a good place. And I've learned so much from you, Master Gunnery Sergeants, and how you conduct yourselves and how you carry yourselves, how you take care of your families. And I hope one day that I can just get at least half of that of where you are, you know. And I'm still gonna come in the morning and say good morning, Master Gunnery Sergeant, right? So you ain't gotta crack them jokes about how the ink is on my warrant. I know y'all waiting for me to come that way. I'm not even gonna rock like that. Master Sergeant White, also from Louisiana. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for pouring into Marines in the selfless way that you do. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you. my EF&P ladies, my AKA I come vent to you every other week. Thank you all for coming out here as well. I really appreciate it. The young Marines. A lot of times the staff and COs, we always say, oh, that's my Marine, that's my student. Or I trained them or whatever like that. I want you to say that I am your Master Gunnery Sergeant. Because I am nothing without the junior Marines that have worked with me and for me throughout the years. I've always said you're only as good as your weakest PFC. You all have made me in some form or fashion. Some of you were actually my students. But I want you to know so you can go around and say, yeah, that Master Guns, yeah, I helped make that. And I appreciate you. Thank you for what you do. And keep doing what you do. Riley, I know you're retired now. Something like that, terminal. Your face looks like you're retired. I appreciate you coming out. Master of Run, I know you and your husband came out. I really appreciate that. They came all the way from North Carolina. They dropped what they were doing and they came out here and brought their kid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys being here. Sergeant Major Fortner, thank you so much for just how you carry yourself. I mean it, just how you carry yourself. Anybody should want to emulate that. Thank you. Major Cricht, how you doing, man? She was my XO on recruiting duty. So, ma'am, thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. So I gotta get down to the hard part, right? All right. So, my sister, right? I love my sister was essentially my first child, right? I literally learned how to change a diaper with her. And then my mom decided she wanted to do the cloth diapers, and that was like, I never want to have kids again. But I love you. My sister is awesome, talented, and I love her so much. Thank you for just being there and being the spirit that you are. I love you to death. I will hurt anybody behind you. Believe that, right? Love you to death. My girls. My girls. So, Michaela is my baby princess. That's the baby, right? Mashanti, although things did not work out with me and your mother, I love you to death. You still motivate me, even though you don't call me. You still motivate me to do what I do. And I told you your nickname was Momo for a reason, because I wanted you to be 2 times better than me. Right? I believe that my children are queens. So you're not princesses to me, you're queens. Take that, own that, and keep doing what you do. Right? My sons. DJ is not my birth son, but he is my son. I ride you hard for a reason, because I want you to be better. Although I don't like the fact that you joined the Army. I wanted to beat up all the McCrick behind that one. But I look forward to the day that I give you your first salute. I want you to go further and farther than your father. I want you to go further and farther than your father. The sky is the limit. Surpass it. March the 4th, he is asleep right now, so this might be easy for me. March the 4th is named after me and my dad and my grandfather. My grandfather, I don't know where he is. Dementia, whatever. I want to believe he's alive. I don't know, but what I do know is everything I've done my name is to honor him. And I wanted people to know, I want him to stick his chest out. So wherever he is, I just pray that he's smiling down on that dude right there. Because he's my future, he's my legacy. And I just thank God that I have two sons. Thank God I have two sons. My mother. So my mother is my hero. I love my dad, but my mother is my hero. My work ethic came from my parents. My temper came from my parents. But my mother, I fell in love with her the first time I laid eyes on her. Ma, I love you for everything that you've done. And one of the main things I've always wanted to do is to make you proud. You've told me you were proud, but I don't stop because I want to make sure that you're proud until God calls you home. You've been my mentor. You've been a blessing to my life. You've been an awesome mother to me. And I know you feel bad about the times you beat me.
I really do.
But I think I turned out all right. Right? So Mom, thank you for being here. So, God says when you find a wife, you find a good thing. But I found a good thing. I know what time it is. It's child time, I guess. It's last hour. You find a good thing. And I found a good thing. April has been by my side through some of the worst times. And ironically, Lieutenant Colonel Hunley is actually the person that wound up putting us together because I did not want to work with her. And over the years, we developed a relationship, and she's been there for me. Tomorrow will be our anniversary, 3 years. So I got my ATM card ready. But the pay didn't kick in. But I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for always supporting me. I don't think you stand behind me. I think you stand on the side of me. And I think we attack this world together. And I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for putting me in a position to get promoted. All right? So I think I ran my mouth. I think I caught everybody a little bit. Jarvis White, one of my knucklehead Lance Corporals. Now he's a staff sergeant in the Marine. Thank you for being here. And Conduit was the last contract I actually wrote as a recruiter. It's the last Marine I put in the Marine Corps. So that's like my little baby sister right there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking care of your child. Thank you for doing what you do and representing Louisiana the right way. I appreciate you. Lastly, when we think about lanes, I met Anita Baker the other day. I just want to throw that out there. And she was talking, and she said the lanes are open. The lanes are open for anybody to go out there and pursue greatness. So whatever you feel your passion is, whatever you feel it is, your greatness, the lane is open. Charge out there, go through those lanes, and make it your own. And once you have gone in those lanes, open it up for somebody else. I know my foundation is strong, because I stand on the shoulders of giants. The Master Sergeant Middlebrooks, the Master Sergeant Belozas, who else? Master Sergeant Brown. I stand on those shoulders of those giants, Master Sergeant Steele. I stand on their shoulders. And now that I'm at the top, I got to do lateral movement. Because there's no stopping at this point. And if it's time to stop, it's time to stop. So when I won the championship, now that I've won the championship, you reach, I teach. You reach out to me, I will teach. Time to get back in the game. So again, thank you all for being here. I know I was long-winded. I really don't care.
We know.
My wife said that the reception is upstairs, so you're more than welcome to partake in whatever they have out there. But again, thank you for being here. God bless you all. Thank you. I love you so much for being here. Master Sergeant.
They don't know what to do.